Salut year 9 et bienvenue au cours pour jeudi. Right guys, I hope you're all well and healthy and happy and ready for today's lesson. Oof, we're going to do something really tough today. Guys, we've been pushing ourselves at the end of this module. Remember, this is the proper GCC module. We're almost at the end, so you've almost done an eighth of what you'll need to do for the whole GCSE. And today, we're pushing on to a tense, which yeah, we did do earlier on in this year, but we would have been one of only the very few year 9s to have looked at this tense in the detail we did. We're going to go all the way and look at it completely today. We're looking at the imperfect tense in all its detail. After today's lesson, you'll have as good a knowledge as the imperfect as a year 13 will. So it's such an advanced tense. We're going to look at it now. If you're aiming for a grade 4 or 5, you don't need to know this tense inside out. You just need to know il y avait was there was, c'était was it was, and that is it. For a 4 to 5, that's all you need. But for a 6+, you need to recognize this tense. But if you can use it, this is your ticket to the top grades that you deserve, year 9. So this is what we're going to look at today. It's called the imperfect tense, which is what we was, were, or used to be doing. We're going to have a look at this today. That's what it's all about. You've already seen this tense a little bit, so I'm going to just tap into it for our post-it note challenge today. Alors, je vais expliquer. Alors, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire, s'il vous plaît, mes petits. Copiez les lettres, copiez les titres, et sur le contrôle de post-it aujourd'hui, vous avez 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 phrases ici. Certains sont au passé parfait. Les autres sont au imparfait, les autres sont au présent. Donc attention, essayez de traduire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 en copiant les dates et le titre. Bon courage, mettez-moi ce pause et on y va. Alors mes petits, right guys, if you've restarted me, you're ready to start. So today then, as I said on the first slide, we're looking again at this tense called the imperfect tense, which is a different type of past tense. We'll talk about that more later. It's how you say what something was, what they were, or what you used to do. It is probably the most advanced tense, yeah, definitely, that you'll look at for GCSE. So if we know it, we can use it, we show the examiner our confidence in it, you're going to get a top mark, which is what we're aiming for, guys. So that's what we're going to do today. Today's lesson is pure grammar. It's going to be me talking loads, you doing some little tasks, and then a worksheet at the end. It's not the most exciting, but I'll still put some jokes in to make it as fun as possible. So this is what we're going to do today. You won't master the imperfect. That will take a lot of practice. So come back to this lesson, watch this lesson at other points throughout your GCSE, and it will help you out. So talking about like coming back to it, for French, this is how you learn it. You don't just learn a tense and you know it for the rest of the time. You've got to keep practicing it. And we've seen the imperfect before, so your post-it note test should be pretty good today. So, numéro 1, I went. We're revising the perfect tense here. Motion verb. In the past tense, you need je suis. You need je suis allé. Voilà. Girls, remember you need to add on that extra E. Alors, I met up with, c'est j'ai retrouvé. Or you could have j'ai rencontré. Both of them mean the same thing. There is, as in physically there is. So think all the way back to year 7. You learn dans mon sac, il y a. Voilà, il y a, which is sort of the answer here. Il y a means there is. So we're getting on to our first imperfect tense question. If il y a was there was, there is, there was is, il y avait with that AIT ending. We're going to talk about this today. It is c'est, so put it into the imperfect. It was is c'était. Et voilà, now you've seen this tense before and we've talked about it. We're going to go into some more detail about it today. How does it go from this in the present tense to this in the imperfect tense? This is what we're going to be talking about today, guys. This is what it's all about. But first off, I want to test you on your perfect and imperfect together, qui est la première activité. Et voilà, donc pour commencer, vous avez 2 minutes. Donc mettez en minuteur pour 2 minutes pour moi, s'il vous plaît. Et aujourd'hui, c'est un peu plus compliqué. Donc 5, c'est bien, hein? 8, c'est très bien. 10 sur 10, ce sera fantastique. Alors, il faut trouver la paire entre les mots en français dans la boîte bleue et les mots en anglais dans la boîte rouge. Attention, vous avez un défi additionnel ici. il faut traduire les phrases ici pour moi. Sortez les portables, mettez à un minuteur pour 2 minutes. Put me on pause now, guys. 2 minutes, see how many you can get. Bon courage. 3, 2, 1. Allez! Alors mes petits, so how have we done? Did you manage to match these up? So, first three are the same verb. Évidemment, ce sont jouer, mais ce sont dans les temps différents. Donc, on a 1, je jouais, 2, j'aimais jouer, et 3, j'ai joué. So, number 3 should be the most straightforward one, because this is the tense we've been recently looking at, yeah? This is the past tense, or the perfect tense, I have played. So, here is your difference. This has got an extra verb in it, it's un verbe aimer. Donc, ça veut dire, numéro 1, c'est F. I was playing or I used to play. Numéro 2, j'aimais jouer. Et j'ai, I used to like playing. So I used to like, and then I got my infinitive, which means to play or playing. J'aimais jouer, and therefore j'ai joué is our perfect tense. I played. J, voilà, I have played. First few down, this shows our difference between our different tenses. Alors, c'est la même chose maintenant avec le verbe faire. Donc, on a j'aimais faire, je faisais, j'ai fait. C'est quoi la différence? Alors, 4, I've got the aimer again, but instead of aimer, I've got an AIS, which means was, were, used to. Donc, 4 veut dire I used to like doing. B, 5, c'est D, I was doing or I used to do. Et 6, this is our one in the perfect tense because I've got the have, it's an irregular past participle. J'ai fait is I did or I have done. Alors, donc, if you've got the first 6 well worked out, we're going to go into a bit more detail about them. We're just going to look at some more sort of irregular verbs now. Donc, numéro 7, j'avais is our verb avoir in the imperfect. C'est d'accord avec I was having or I used to have. J'étais, c'est le verbe être. Donc, c'est I was or I used to be. Numéro 9, c'est elle était. Donc, celui-ci, il parle de elle. Donc, c'est she used to be or, yeah, she used to be or she was. Et finalement, 10, nous étions is we were or we used to be. Et voilà, right, guys, I know you've done well on that. I want you to think about our ending. I'm going to ask you soon, what's the word for was, were, used to? This is I was or I used to be. This is she was or she used to be. And this is they were or they used to be. What's the verb for was, were, used to be? We'll be talking about all of this in a second. But first, our extra challenge. Andrea is just a joke, yeah? You were never cool. All right, so how would you say Andrea used to be cool, but she is not cool now? On dirait Andrea était cool, mais elle n'est pas cool maintenant. Ou maintenant, elle n'est pas cool. Or actuellement, elle n'est pas cool. Andrea n'est pas cool. That's what I need for the mark. Right, guys, a really good start here. If you've got more than 5, you're well on the way to getting this. If you've got full marks, bon effort. I'm going to really put you out of your comfort zone now, so listen up carefully. Alors maintenant, la deuxième activité, c'est beaucoup plus difficile. C'est les phrases coupées. Alors donc, regardez. Dans la boîte bleue, j'ai une verbe ici, 2 verbes peut-être. Donc, j'ai les verbes ici et aux imparfaits, imparfait, imparfait. Alors, ils sont tous aux imparfaits. Voilà, voilà. Et ici, j'ai les fins. Il faut trouver la paire entre le début, voilà, et la fin de la phrase. Par exemple, j'allais. So what I need to do is work out the infinitive from this. This comes, our infinitive's got to be aller. Yeah, j'allais. So it means I used to go or I was going. So over on this side, love that writing. Over on this side, where does it talk about used to going somewhere? I used to go small, fat and cute. No. Alors. Et voilà, j'allais à l'école primaire dans mon village. I used to go to the primary school in my village. Voilà. Numéro 2, j'étais. I was what? Alors donc, je suis la paire entre le français, entre le début et la fin de la phrase. Put me on pause now. This is a lot tougher. Attention, j'ai oublié. Ici, vous avez le vocabulaire aussi. Il faut chercher dans le texte pour le vocabulaire. Écrivez le vocabulaire ici. Alors, bon courage mes petits. Let's say 4 minutes on this. Put a timer on pour 4 minutes. Bon courage, on y va. Alors, right, if you're hearing me now, you're obviously ready for the answers. I imagine you were desperate for them. This is really tough today. I'd much rather have done this in class and seen your reaction to it. So I imagine you struggled. J'ai oublié de dire 4. This is your note d'admission aujourd'hui. If you get 4 or more, guys, you've done really, really well today. This is a lot tougher, more challenging than what we usually look for. 6 or more is very strong. 8 ou plus, ce sera formidable aujourd'hui. Alors donc, on a déjà fait le premier ensemble. Donc, j'allais is I used to go. So find out the infinitive. This is obviously aller. J'allais, I used to go. So it matches to à l'école primaire dans mon village. I used to go to the primary school in my village. Alors, numéro 2, j'étais. J'étais, I was, were, or used to be. Donc, il y a 2 possibilités ici. J'accepterai 2 réponses. La réponse idéale pour moi, c'est A. J'étais petit, gros et mignon. Qui veut dire en anglais, I was small, fat and cute. Voilà. I will also accept G. J'étais jeune. That does work as well. So if you got G, give yourself the mark. But that comes up better somewhere else. A is the ideal answer. Alors, numéro 3, je jouais. Voilà. So this is our verb jouer. I used to play or I was playing. It's got to be D. Ou Lego ou à cache, which we'll talk about later. Numéro 4, j'avais. This is your key verb at the moment. It comes from avoir, which is to have. So I was having or I used to have. Donc j'avais. B, les cheveux blonds et frisés. I used to have blonde curly hair. Voilà. I had blonde curly hair when I was a little kid. And now I've got no hair. Alors donc on continue. Hein? Numéro 5, quand j'étais plus. Alors c'est difficile. Quand is when. J'étais is from être to be. So when I was more jeune, young. So it's how you say when I was younger. Remember, you can't put an ER, a prefix. Is that a suffix? A suffix on the end of a word. You've got to put more young, less young, more good, more bad. That's how you do it in French. Donc, quand j'étais plus jeune veut dire when I was younger. Literally, when I was more young. Alors, il y a 2 qui restent. Now, this is really based on your flavors, but I mean, I'm sure everyone agrees with this the right way around. J'aimais manger et nous détestions manger. Donc, 6, j'aimais manger, c'est les bonbons et la glace. Nous détestions manger, c'est F, les carottes et les épinards, qui veut dire carrots and spinach. If you've got F and C, if you've got it the other way around, just being stupid now, come on. Alors, but I will accept both ones. Voilà, donc, on a trouvé la paire entre le début et la fin. Maintenant, le vocabulaire. Young is jeune. Cute is mignon. You add another N and an E if you make it feminine. If you want to say something feminine's cute, that's the same as like bon, bonne. Whenever it ends in an N, usually you add a double N-E to make it feminine, guys. Hide and seek. They don't call it hide and seek in French. They call it cache-cache, which means hide. Cacher is the verb to hide. I don't know why. Ice cream is la glace. I used to go. So this is our verbs. J'allais. I used to have. J'avais. When I was. Quand j'étais. And then the word for was, were, or used to. What is it? It's on every single sentence here that you've looked at. So you must know the word. It is either the AIS or the IONS. Look at this. They've all ended in AIS apart from this last one here. So if you opened a dictionary, right, and you look for the word was or used to, it wouldn't be there. It would say see imperfect tense, because in French, we don't say was, were, used to. We put it on the ending. And what happens to our verb endings, people? Verb endings, change. Now, this is one thing we're going to look at. Remember, this is the hardest, most complex piece of French for GCSE. This is just for grade 6+. So listen really carefully. You're not going to get this perfect. You are going to find this a challenge. I didn't learn this tense properly until I was in year 12, and here I am teaching it to year 9s, but you can do this, you can use this, and this will get you the top mark. So let's go through our rules and see what you've got. Et voilà, donc 5 rules today. Excusez-moi, we have seen this before, so when you put me on pause, no pressure, just see if you can answer any of them. If you can, brilliant. If you can't, don't worry, I'm going to go through the answers now. Alors mes petits, right, I'm going to work through each question today to make sure you're ready for this. So the key concept today, And if you're going to learn anything from this video, anything at all I want you to be able to remember is this here in blue, the key concept. When we talk about the imperfect tense, it translates to was, were, used to. So whenever you want to say in English, I was this, we were this, we used to do this, you need the imperfect tense. Imperfect tense equals was, were, used to. That is the main thing you need to take from this lesson. The rest is a lot more advanced. So when do we use this tense in our language? So it's the same as in English. You use it for a continuous action in the past. So the tense we've already looked at this week, the perfect tense, is a completed action. I played football. I watched TV. This talks about an ongoing action. I was playing football. I was watching TV. They're still in the past. But do you want to say, it just depends if you want to say I played or I was playing, what sounds right in English. So here we go. Continuous actions in the past matter. So here we go. He was having an affair. That affair happened loads and loads of times. And even though it was in the past, the affair was ongoing. This is a great one, this next example, because it puts the imperfect and the perfect together. I was watching the TV when the cat exploded. Now the cat exploding, that is the perfect tense. It's an action that's finished in the past. The cat's exploding, it wasn't exploding, it was exploding. It's done. It's done. There's cat guts everywhere. The cat is finished. That's a completed action. We've also expressed an ongoing action. I was watching the TV. This is in the imperfect. So anytime you want to go for a continuous action in the past, you need the imperfect tense. It means was, were, used to. Second one is any description in the past. So when you describe something, it is ongoing, that it has that beauty or whatever. So the weather was good. For all your trip, the sun was shining, the temperature was hot. The weather being good is an ongoing action in the past. The city was beautiful. Again, that is ongoing. It wasn't one beautiful for one day, then it disappeared. If you said, yeah, the city had been beautiful, it makes it think like something bad later on happened to the city. So any ongoing action, any description in the past, you need to use the imperfect tense. And then finally, and this is the trickiest bit, they put it in your translations and it's very different to English. In English, we've got used to, which is a habit, a habitual action in the past. So a habitual action is something that happens loads. Just like if you've got a habit, you do it all the time. Say if like your dad smokes or whatever, your mum smokes, that's a bad habit. It's habitual. They do it all the time. So any habit in the past, you need to use the imperfect. So she used to go drinking in the city every Friday. It was a habit, her drinking problem every single Friday. So that's where you said used to is the imperfect tense. So key revision time, the imperfect means was, were, used to. Use it for continuous action in the past, a description, or whenever you want to say used to, a habitual action. Right, did you get that? Put me on pause, see if you can answer question 1, and I think you've got enough for question 2. Restart the video when you think you got it. Right guys, the imperfect means was, were, used to. We use it for a continuous action in the past, a description in the past, or for habitual action in the past. Number 2 is different to the perfect, because the perfect is a completed action, something that's finished. I played, I watched, I did. Whereas the imperfect is still in the past, but you're expressing it ongoing. I was playing, I was reading, I was eating. All right, first 2 questions down. Believe it or not, year 9, that's the easiest bit. Now we're going to get into the proper gritty stuff. Et voilà. So forming the imperfect tense is tricky. It's so tricky that even my 6th formers who are good, like they are clever, so I'm going to university to study this, they still get this wrong, and this is the bit they get wrong. You need to get the right stem. Now when I say this word stem, which you'll hear all the time at A-level, the stem is the part of the verb you take for the tense. So you know, like in the present, we take the verb and we chop off the ER. We learned that in year 7. Well, in doing that, we've created a stem. Or in the future tense, we have the infinitive and we add endings on it. The infinitive verb is the stem. So whenever you hear stem, it's the bit of the verb you put things on. For the imperfect tense, it's the hardest one to form in the whole French language, because what you need to do is take your verb in the present tense new form. So you take it in the new form. Now you might be saying, so why? Because most or a lot of verbs will change what they look like quite radically in the new form, particularly IR verbs. Look at this, nous finissons. So it's got an ISS out of nowhere and then the ONS. So it changes the verb a lot. Same with faire, same with a lot of ER verbs. So the new form will change the verb. You take the verb in the new form in the present tense, then you get rid of the new and you get rid of the ONS, and that gives you the stem, the bit of the verb that you're going to tag the imperfect on. See what I'm doing? Get rid of that and get rid of that, and then there's an F missing there, and then we're away. So that's step one. Get your verb in the new form, get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS, and then you just tag these endings on the end. These endings you have to know inside out, back to front. I'll show you how good I am. There's no way you can get away with this tense without knowing them. So make sure you've learnt them off by heart. They're easy to remember. It goes AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. Voila. So hang on a second. I've seen these endings before in another tense. What tense is it? Okay, so what's the difference between this tense and that tense? What could the difference be? Alright, so these are the same endings as the conditional tense, which means would, yeah? Je voudrais, j'irai, je mangerai. What's the difference? In the conditional, you take the infinitive of the verb. So, je regarderai is I would watch, but je regardais is I used to watch. You see the difference? That's what you need to know, guys. This is why it's A-level. We'll touch an A-level. So those are the two things you need. Take the new form, get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS. This gives us that stem in red, and then whack these endings on. Oh yeah, there's a few tips to this. There's one irregular for the imperfect tense, and it's être, because we are, if you took être in the new form, it would be nous sommes, which doesn't really work. I've got to stop writing because it looks ridiculous. It's nous sommes, so this doesn't work. It's irregular. You change être to et, and then you stick out endings on, which you've seen before. J'étais, il était, c'était. They say that's the only irregular, but that is a massive lie. Why? Because any verb that's irregular normally in the present tense is going to be irregular in this, because you need to get its new form. So I've talked through it as much as I possibly can. I'm going to put you to the test. You will need to put me on pause in a minute and test your understanding, but first I want to do the first one together because I feel bad for you, because you're only a 9s and you're not ready for this. So listen up. I used to go. Okay, think about my steps, what I've got up here. Step 1, the stem, the bit of the verb we need, so the bit of the verb go, which is aller, is the new form, and we take away the new, we take away the ONS. So we've got the verb aller, which changes to nous allons, we go. Get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS, and there's my stem, A-double-L. Okay, so I used to, I need je, which changes to J apostrophe because I've got a vowel. So I go je, al, and then I've got the AIS ending, j'allais, is I was going, or I used to go. Alright, they were watching. This time I need il. I need to take the new form of the verb to watch, and then get rid of the ONS and add the that. Put me on pause, see what you can do. Good luck, guys. On y va. Right, let's see how you've got on. Let me go through the technique one more time. I used to go. Our verb to go is aller. Change it for the new form, nous allons. And then get rid of the ONS, get rid of the new. That's my stem, A-double-L. That's the thing I'm going to tag it onto. So I need je, al, et. J'allais, and that means I used to go or I was going. Alors, second one then, they were watching. Our verb to watch is regarder. So this is a nice regular verb. Nous regardons is our first step. Get rid of the nous, get rid of that ONS. There's my stem, regarde, and then all I need to do is say they. I'm gonna go masculine. Ils regardaient. Ils regardaient is how you say it. They were watching or they used to watch. Alors, numéro 3. This is where we got an irregular, guys. you don't take the new form. It's nous étions. So et is our regular for être. J'étais, nous étions. They used to do. Now, this is why you take the new form, because up to here you might think, why take the new? Just get rid of the ER. It doesn't work for a lot of verbs, and the verb faire is one. So we do is nous faisons. You need to get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS, and then you've got FAIS as your stem, and then put the endings on. So ils faisaient is what you need. They were playing. Our verb to play is jouer. Changes to nous jouons, get rid of the new, get rid of the on. So I've got J-O-U as my stem, and then it's ils jouaient. Et voilà. Right, the extra challenge was an extra challenge because it's the perfect tense. There's a big difference between I used to go and he went. What's the difference? This is an ongoing action. This is incomplete. This is complete. So you need the perfect tense, which is il est allé. I've sort of messed that up, you can't see it. Il est allé, voilà. If you've got that, you've done really, really well today, and that's the difference between the two. Alors mes petits, right, so we've been through them all then. When do we use the imperfect tense? Was, were, used to, an ongoing action in the past, a description in the past, or a habitual action. 3 times. How is it different to the perfect tense? It explains something ongoing, whereas the perfect is something finished, completed. What form of the verb do we take? We take the present tense new form, get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS. The one irregular is être, but that's a lie because of all of the verbs that change in the present tense in the new form. I just wanted to show you some of our mad new form tenses. Now, this is from a 6th form video, but like, you're a very talented year 9 group of students. Don't be put off by the 6th form work. We'll come to this. So look, this is what you need to know. Most verbs will be fine in the new form and they'll look normal. IR verbs are an exception, and I've got some crazy verbs that give you some crazy looking things. Look at this. We used to study. Nous étudions with the double I. Is that right? Yeah, it is. This is what you need to do. This gets us to Dilla. There's loads of crazy forms. Now, when you're in 6th form, you'll know all these. In fact, you won't even think about them. You'll just know and change them naturally. But for you guys, just remember, you take the new form of the verb, as it says there. Alors, mes petits, time to test yourselves. So put me on pause, see if you can answer these 5 questions. If you can, you're good to carry on. If you can't, you need to rewind, look through the explanations again, get a hang of it, and then come back to this slide. Alors mes petits, right, you think you're ready to move on? This time I've taken away the endings, I've taken away some of the explanations, I've given you the new form to get you the stem for some of our weirder looking verbs. Put me on pause, see if you can translate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bon courage, on y va. Alors mes petits, right, so let's see what you've got. So I used to like, I haven't given you this step because you can think about it. It's nous aimons, get rid of the ONS, and the stem is aim, voila, and then just add to the end of that, j'aimais, I used to like. I used to finish, I've got nous finissons, get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS, and it's je finissais. They were selling, nous vendons, I have to get rid of the new, I have to get rid of the ONS, and there's my stem. So they is ils vendions. I did is perfect tense. It's complete. It's not I was doing. So if you wrote je faisais, you're wrong. It is j'ai fait, which is different to je faisais, I used to do, and then she used to eat. It is manger. So take the new form, get rid of the new, get rid of the ONS. You've got mange, and then add your ending, elles mangeaient, with that cheeky extra E. Alors mes petits, right guys, a fantastic effort on this. This is so tough today. So if you're finding it tough, don't be upset with yourself. You're doing well. This is like the next level when it comes to GCSE. This is the toughest bit of grammar to get you the top marks. One more time, see if you can answer these questions. Put me on pause. Alors mes petits, let me show you how it's done. So we use the imperfect tense for was, were, used to, continuous action, description, habitual action. It's different from the perfect tense because that's a completed action. This is an ongoing action. We take the new form of the present tense. There's one irregular, être, but that's a filthy fib because any verb that's irregular in the present is going to be irregular in the past tense, in the imperfect tense as well. Alors mes petits, if you're dying and you are thinking like your brain is going to explode. Yeah, like Claudia, I imagine this is too difficult for you, too advanced for you. Don't worry, this is all you need to know, Claudia. So the key concepts for you is the imperfect means was, were, or used to, and these are the only two verbs you'll need to know. You'll also need to know il y avait. I really like drawing like a toddler. Look at that. You also need to know il y avait is there was or there were as in the thing, but you just need to know this. This is aimé. This is aimé in the imperfect, and then you can just put an infinitive after that. So if you don't want to know how to say I used to listen, you can just say j'aimais and then put your infinitive. Quand j'étais petit, j'aimais écouter, j'aimais jouer, j'aimais faire. This is like a cheat. Just put j'aimais and then your infinitive and you're away. And just remember, était means was, were, or used to. Easily like was being, were being, or used to be. Simple. That's all you need to know. The rest of it is just to get the very top grades. This, you can even do this and still get an 8 or a 9. This is what you really need for GCSE, and this is what in other schools they probably only teach you this, but not here. We're pushing you. Glenthorne's all about challenging yourself, always aiming for the top. So even if you don't get it, you've got a better understanding of these deeper A-level phrases. This is all you need to really know. There we go. Right, let's put you to the test. You've got this massive worksheet today. There's 3 different activities. Je vais expliquer en français. Spoken. Yeah, I've spoken a lot of English today. Yeah, it's correct. I've spoken a lot of English today. Donc, je vais expliquer les activités en français. Alors, voici, c'est le premier. Donc, je vous ai aidé beaucoup. Je vous ai donné le verbe ici et j'ai conjugué le verbe pour les personnes différentes. Voilà. Donc, je vous ai donné 2 verbes qui ne sont pas complètes. Il faut remplir la grille avec le changement. So, nous aimons, il faut effacer le ONS, il faut effacer le nu, et après ça, qu'est-ce que c'est? J'ai aimé, tu as aimé, ils ont aimé with a T. Alors, etc. Compléter la grille pour moi, ça c'est activité 1. Activité 2, c'est ici, vous avez un petit paragraphe et ici, vous avez un verbe. Il faut compléter le texte avec les verbes aux imparfaits. Par exemple, quand I was young, quand qu'est-ce que cela changea? I used to do judo, so what's we do? Nous faisons, change it to I. Alors donc, changer le verbe ici. Et voilà. Et le troisième, c'est la chose la plus difficile. Il faut conjuguer le verbe pour compléter la phrase. Donc, vous habitiez en France et ils. So this is confusing. You've got to use this verb twice. So if this was you used to live in France and they used to live in France as well. Nous regardions la télé et tu reuse the verb that they've used. So this is we used to watch. So how do you say you used to watch? Voilà, donc complétez la phrase avec le bon verbe. Et finalement, c'est pour les experts seulement. Voilà, les experts seulement. Voilà. Alors donc, ce qu'il faut faire, ici vous avez un paragraphe en anglais. Ah oui, non, il faut traduire le paragraphe en français pour moi, s'il vous plaît. Comment dire toutes les choses ici en français? Attention, ce n'est pas tu l'imparfait. Par exemple, on a imparfait ici, c'est imparfait, imparfait, imparfait. Mais ici, attention, c'est différent. Alors donc, traduisez les phrases pour moi. Alors mes petits, give you 15 minutes to do this. Put the video on pause, have a little go at this worksheet. When you think you're done, restart the video and I'll go through your answers. Bon courage mes petits, on y va. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's go through the answers. Now this is green difficulty. All you have to do is follow our pattern down, and I've done the most difficult part for you. I've given you the new form here. Voilà, donc il fallait suivre la mode. Voilà, so you've got j'aimais, j'aimais, j'aimais with a T, nous aimions, vous aimiez, ils aimions, and the same thing here, finir. IR verb always catches out my year 12s. Finissez, finissez, finissez with a T. Finition, finissiez, finisseons. Voilà. Right, guys. When I learned French, This is literally my life from Mrs. Slack. She'd give us tables like this, she'd give us this, she'd tell us a tense, and we'd have to fill it out. And it was boring, but I was so good at it. This is what you need to do to practice. This gives you your verbs, which will help you out on the rest of our activities today. Par exemple, celui-ci, alors il fallait changer le verbe ici. Donc c'est quand j'étais jeune, je faisais du judo et je jouais au foot. Mon frère, so now we're talking about il, I have to change the AIS ending. Mon frère regardait beaucoup la télé et mes parents écoutaient suivant la radio. J'avais un vélo. Now this is where people get it wrong because it's nous avons, get rid of the ONS, and AV is your stem for avoir. J'avais un vélo que j'aimais beaucoup. Voilà, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Donnez une note sur 7 pour cette activité pour moi, s'il vous plaît. Alors, la prochaine phrase ici, vous aviez un verbe et il fallait changer le verbe ici pour le prénom ici. Donc, vous habitez en France et ils habitaient en France aussi. Nous regardions la télé et tu regardais la télé aussi. Mon père était content et nous étions contents aussi. Tu dormais et elles dormaient en même temps. Ils allaient à la pêche et elles allaient à la pêche aussi. Voilà, 5 marks for that. That was a lot tougher. Et voilà, right guys, our translation, let's do it. So, last year, I was very happy. To say I was here, it means I was being very happy. Donc, l'année dernière, j'étais très content. You need another E if you come for feminine. Or you could put heureux or heureuse. L'année dernière, j'étais très heureux. Or heureuse. I used to like school. J'aimais l'école. I used to think it was interesting. Je pensais que c'était très intéressant. My friends used to play football. Mes amis jouaient au foot. And we used to go shopping together. But in French, you say do shopping. Et nous faisions du shopping ensemble le week-end. Also, Mr. Ennis wasn't my French teacher. Aussi, Mr. Ennis n'était pas mon prof de français. And so I used to learn a lot. Donc, j'apprenais beaucoup. So this is apprendre, apprenons. This is a really tough irregular verb. Probably shouldn't have put this for year 9, but tant pis. Unfortunately, year 9 is finished. Malheureusement, year 9 a fini. 2 tricks here. First off, did you spell this word without it written on BB9 for you to copy? And then this is the perfect tense. Year 9 has finished, is over, is almost over. Year 9 a fini is what you needed. Guys, a really good effort if you got into expert extra challenge. Right, year 9, I'm so happy with you today. You are a talented class, but this was a step beyond. How well have you done? Test yourself on these key questions, and I'm going to talk about homework next slide. Voila, right guys, so your homework. This is a big test for you, and it really focuses on your study, your independence, and your daily tests. This is what we've got. I've got the key vocabulary over here. This is like the must knows, you know, like it will simplify it. I showed for Claudia to help her out. This is what you need today. This is everything you need for the imperfect. If you can do this, you can still get a 7 or more on your GCSE, but to get even higher, you need to get the hang of these daily tests. So practice. You've got the daily test here, and then you've got some activities off it here. Guys, these 4 sheets are worthwhile. Should be an hour's homework for you this time. Work your way through these examples, see what you can do. Now, a brilliant effort. I know this is tough today. I think you've done really, really well. When we get back to school, I'll test you on this a bit more to see what you can do. Bon effort, year 9, guys. Alors, bon effort, and I'll see you next time. Merci. Au revoir.